What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about Africa? Poverty, famine, lack of drinking water, and people working for jobs that pay less than $1 per day. While it might be the reality for the grand majority of the population, there are some people that are so rich they could use their money as napkins to wipe their mouths after they've done eating, or even as toilet paper when they need to go to the bathroom. Yeah, this kind of Africans will make rich Western people look poor. Hello, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't like this video and don't subscribe, you can get easily addicted. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 richest African dictators who once had it all. Number 5. Mobutu Sese Seko, net worth $5 billion. Mobutu Sese Seko, the former president of Zaire, now the Democratic Republic of Congo, was widely regarded as one of the wealthiest individuals in the world during his time in power from 1965 to 1997. During his presidency, he leveraged his position to amass an extraordinary personal fortune. Exploiting the country's vast resources and engaging in corrupt practices, he utilized various means to accumulate immense wealth. One of the primary methods by which Mobutu amassed his riches was through embezzlement. He exploited his authority and control over state funds to divert enormous sums of money into his personal accounts. These funds were meant to be allocated for the development and welfare of the Congolese people, but instead were siphoned off for personal gain. Kickbacks also played a significant role in Mobutu's wealth accumulation. He would receive illicit payments, often from foreign corporations or individuals seeking to secure business contracts or access to the country's resources. These kickbacks further enriched him at the expense of the nation's prosperity. Mobutu's regime was notorious for its systematic corruption, where he and his associates would demand bribes and extort money from businesses, individuals, and government officials. The diversion of state funds and resources, coupled with the pervasive culture of corruption, allowed Mobutu to accumulate an exorbitant fortune over his long tenure in power. Mobutu's estimated net worth was said to be around $5 billion. However, his wealth was often spread across various offshore accounts and hidden assets, making it challenging to determine the precise extent of his fortune. The immense personal wealth accumulated by Mobutu came at a severe cost to the Congolese people. The embezzlement, kickbacks, and diversion of state funds deprived the nation of resources that could have been invested in crucial infrastructure, social services, and economic development. Instead, Mobutu's lavish lifestyle and rampant corruption contributed to the country's poverty and underdevelopment, leaving a lasting impact on the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Following his overthrow in 1997, Mobutu fled to Morocco, where he lived in exile until his death in 1997. Number 4. Zine Abidine Ben Ali, net worth $17 billion. Zine Abidine Ben Ali was the president of Tunisia from 1987 to 2011. He came to power through a bloodless coup d'état on November 7, 1987. At that time, he was serving as the prime minister under President Habib Bourguiba, who had been in power since Tunisia's independence in 1956. After assuming power, Ben Ali consolidated his authority and remained in office for over 2 decades. During his presidency, Ben Ali and his wife, Leila Trabelsi, were known for their extravagant and lavish lifestyle. They were often criticized for their opulent spending and ostentatious displays of wealth, which contrasted starkly with the economic struggles faced by many Tunisians. The Ben Ali family was reported to own luxurious properties both within Tunisia and abroad. They had several palatial residences, including the famous presidential palace in Carthage, which was known for its opulence and grandeur. They also owned multiple luxury villas, mansions, and estates in various countries, such as France and Switzerland. Ben Ali and his wife were frequently seen wearing expensive designer clothing and jewelry. Leila Trabelsi, in particular, was known for her extravagant taste in fashion and was often seen wearing high-end designer brands. The family was also known for their extravagant spending on luxury cars and private jets. They owned a vast collection of luxury vehicles, including rare and expensive models from prestigious brands. After being ousted from power during the Tunisian Revolution in 2011, he fled Tunisia with his wife, Leila Trabelsi, and other family members. They sought refuge in Saudi Arabia, where they were granted asylum by the Saudi government. Following his ousting, the Tunisian government initiated legal proceedings against him and his family, accusing them of corruption, embezzlement, and human rights abuses during their time in power. Ben Ali remained in Saudi Arabia until his death on September 19, 2019, at the age of 83. Despite the legal proceedings against him, he never faced trial in Tunisia for the charges brought against him. His death marked the end of his life in exile and brought closure to his tumultuous political career. Number 3. José Eduardo dos Santos, net worth $20 billion. José Eduardo dos Santos was a prominent Angolan politician who served as the president of Angola from 1979 to 2017. He was the second longest-serving president in Africa, surpassed only by Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo of Equatorial Guinea. Dos Santos and his family were accused of using their political power to gain control over key sectors of Angola's economy, including oil, diamonds, telecommunications, and banking. Forbes magazine, in its 2013 ranking of Africa's richest individuals, estimated Dos Santos's net worth at around $20 billion, making him one of the wealthiest individuals on the continent at that time. Much of this wealth was attributed to his family's interests in various sectors of the Angolan economy. It is reported that the Dos Santos family enjoyed a life of luxury, with a taste for high-end fashion, luxurious properties, and extravagant possessions. They were known for their opulent residences both within Angola and abroad, including luxurious mansions, villas, and estates. These properties were often adorned with lavish furnishings, exquisite artworks, and high-end amenities. The family was also known for their collection of luxury vehicles, including high-performance cars and prestigious brands. Private jets and yachts were also reportedly part of their extravagant lifestyle. In terms of fashion and accessories, members of the Dos Santos family were known to wear expensive designer clothing, jewelry, and accessories. This included prestigious brands and custom-made pieces. Dos Santos died on July 8, 2022, at Tecnon Medical Center in Barcelona, at the age of 79. Number 2. Hosni Mubarak, net worth $70 billion. Hosni Mubarak was an Egyptian military officer and politician who served as the president of Egypt from 1981 to 2011. Mubarak came from a military background, joining the Egyptian Air Force in 1949 and steadily rising through the ranks. In 1975, Mubarak was appointed as the vice president of Egypt by President Anwar Sadat. On October 6, 1981, President Sadat was assassinated during a military parade in Cairo, and Mubarak assumed the presidency as his immediate successor, which lasted for almost 30 years. Throughout his presidency, Mubarak maintained a strong grip on power, relying on the military and security forces to suppress political opposition and dissent. Mubarak's presidency was marked by autocratic rule and a state of emergency that lasted for almost his entire tenure. His government tightly controlled the media and limited political freedoms, suppressing opposition parties and curtailing civil liberties. The regime faced criticism for human rights abuses, corruption, and economic inequality. In 2011, The Guardian estimated that Mubarak stole $70 billion from his own country. The same year, Egypt witnessed a popular uprising known as the Egyptian Revolution, or the Arab Spring. Protests calling for political reform, social justice, and an end to Mubarak's rule swept across the country. After weeks of mass demonstrations and mounting pressure, Mubarak resigned from the presidency on February 11, 2011. Following his resignation, Mubarak faced legal proceedings for various charges, including corruption and complicity in the killing of protesters during the uprising. In 2012, he was found guilty of those charges and sentenced to life imprisonment. However, in 2014, his conviction was overturned and he was released from prison. Mubarak passed away on February 25, 2020, at the age of 91. Number 1. Muammar Gaddafi, net worth $200 billion. Muammar Gaddafi was a Libyan politician and military officer who ruled Libya from 1969 until his overthrow in 2011. Gaddafi emerged as a prominent figure in Libyan politics through a military coup that toppled the monarchy in 1969, when he was just 27 years old. During his rule, Gaddafi implemented various policies and reforms, which included nationalizing key industries, redistributing wealth, and advocating for a form of direct democracy through a system of popular committees. However, his rule was marked by authoritarianism, a cult of personality, and the suppression of political opposition and dissent. Gaddafi pursued a pan-African agenda, supporting liberation movements and revolutionary causes across the African continent. He played a role in the establishment of the African Union and championed the idea of African unity and self-reliance. Internationally, Gaddafi's regime faced controversy and criticism. Libya was accused of sponsoring terrorism, including the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland, in 1988. This led to international sanctions and isolation of the country for many years. Gaddafi's regime had control over Libya's vast oil reserves, which allowed him to leverage the country's oil wealth for his personal and political gain. Senior Libyan officials estimated that Gaddafi stashed away $200 billion in secret bank accounts. Gaddafi's family, particularly his children, were known for their extravagant spending and luxurious lifestyles. They owned lavish properties, including palaces, mansions, and estates, both within Libya and abroad. These properties were often equipped with opulent furnishings, artworks, and high-end amenities. Reports indicated that Gaddafi and his family had access to a fleet of luxury vehicles, private jets, and yachts. They were associated with high-end fashion, expensive jewelry, and accessories, often seen wearing prestigious brands and attending exclusive events. Gaddafi also invested in various business ventures and international holdings, further contributing to his wealth. He had financial interests in sectors such as telecommunications, banking, and real estate. Gaddafi's government was overthrown, and he was captured and killed on the 20th of October 2011 by rebel fighters. After his death in 2011, the United States seized $30 billion in family investments. And that is all. If you made it this far, we would like to thank you for spending some time with us today. See you in the next one.